Welcome everyone to an episode of the Definitive Crusade. I'm your host, joining the machine, Hughes, and joining me, as always, we have the lovely Freyja. Freyja, how's it
going? Hi, it's going good.
You are walking in a winter wonderland, it seems.
Yes, I am.
Excellent. And joining us once more, it is the night. It is
Aloha.
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 Oh, excellent.
I'm not nearly as festive as Freyja today.
Oh, okay.
I'm just yeah.
Well,
I'm here.
I'm here.
You have me, you have festivities, and you've got the Grinch down there. There you go.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boo,
I
boo,
must
boo.
stop Christmas from coming.
Oh jeez.
I don't
It's
know,
practically here.
Is that like a good?
Jeez.
I don't know. I've not seen the Grinch.
You haven't seen the Grinch? It depends on which version we're going with.
I know that the original voice for the Grinch is Hans Conried, who also voices Captain Hook in Peter Pan, in Disney's Peter Pan. And so whenever I try to do Captain Hook, I'm just like, I am also the Grinch.
My animation fact of all time is that the voice of Eeyore is also the voice of Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
and Car from Knight Rider, if you remember Car. Which was
I didn't watch nearly as much Knight Rider as I did Transformers. So
there you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, okay, enough anime shenanigans. This isn't sloppy spoilers or anything like that. This is the Definitive Crusade, and we're here to talk about DC. Now, recently, DC started their promo for next year with the DC Dawn of DC, which starts in 2023. This is a whole range of new books coming out. Some familiar characters are coming back, and some new books. So just to kind of run through some of these. Action kicks off in Action Comics, which is an existing book. 1051 sees the return of Power Girl. Superman gets another #1 from Joshua Williamson, who's currently working on Dark Crisis, which we all loved last time around. There's a new book, Adventures of Superman, John Kent, which is written by Tom Taylor from Dark Knights of Steel. Interesting. On top of that, we have other books such as The Unstoppable Doom Patrol.
okay.
And we have a second Superboy book, which is Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, featuring the Superboy from the 90s, with the whole...
the jacket and the mohawk.
Yeah, that's exactly what. On top of that, we've got a Batman Brave and the Bold reboot coming up. So,
interesting.
Isn't there a Cyborg book coming out too?
There is a Cyborg book because he's got the major player in the Dark Crisis. A new Green Arrow book by Josh Williamson's also coming out, which is ironic considering he's dead, but
I mean, Wally was dead too, but that didn't stop them from bashing him around.
The Green Arrow book's out in April, so you've got some ways to wait for that. And then, as you mentioned, Cyborg is getting a book, as is Shazam, and you're getting a Penguin book, which has got a working title on it at the moment. So, I mean, all this information can be found. If you give me 2 seconds, I'll show you where you can find all this. You can find all this information on DC's website, but why would you go there when you could, in fact, just go to our sister site? Let's have a quick look at this. This is Comic Crusaders, the site that predates UCPN. There you go. And there's Superboy. Hey. Whoop, whoop. Check it out. So, any of these books fill you with excitement? Freyja, what's your take on all of this?
I mean, I'm glad Cyborg's getting a book.
Really?
But but excitement, no. I mean, I'll probably enjoy Shazam with Billy again. Because last time we saw him, he was in hell, and so it'd be nice to have Billy back. But I'm cautious. I'm not gonna get overly hyped about anything.
I would be more impressed about the Cyborg book if it had been released who was doing it. To be honest, I think when you promote a book and you don't even know what your creative team looks like yet, you kind of a loser on that one. Matthew, what about yourself? I mean, we're just having a quick flick through here, but that's a pretty cool cover there with the Joker in the chess set, right?
I was going to say I love that artwork. I love that artwork.
Yeah. So the Brave and the
really
Bold, Brave and the Bold book is going to be rotating writers and artists. So Batman, the Brave and the Bold features top writers and artists include Tom King, Mitch Gerrard, Gwilym March. I bet that looked gorgeous. We last seen Gwilym March on the Joker book. Gabriel Hardman, and Dan Mora, who we see in Batman Superman. So I think that's pretty much a good stellar cast. Be interesting to see, is Batman going to team up with anybody other than Bat family members?
Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I personally think it's a good call to get Green Arrow a book. Admittedly, we have to wait for April for it. I don't understand how one of the mainstays of the CW universe doesn't have a book out at the same time. It's always kind of baffled me a little bit. Do we like Green Arrow, or is it just me?
I like Green Arrow. I'm excited for Power Girl.
Yeah, I'm excited for Power Girl also. For the first time in ages, Action Comics a Superman comic is on my pull list. And my local comic shop, the Dial Night, he was like, "Are you sure you don't want 1050? Everyone's wanting 1050." I was like, "Nope, I don't want 1050. It's 1051 for me." And there we go. If she's only here for one issue, that's it. It's coming off by 1052, but still. You gotta do these things. Do you think it's a good idea that DC get there ahead of the game and start promoting their books now? Freyja, what do you think?
Yeah, good promotion would help, but so would good stories. So like I said, you can promote all you want, but the moment people find out what, the story's crap or the instant, because you can make the most beautiful cover and then you open it and it looks like trash, so promotion, yeah. But
cool.
Like I said, I'm kind of jaded, I guess.
No, it's a fair point. I mean, we see, and Matthew, you can jump on this as well. We see so many books advertised on previews, and we expect so much from our comic books. There is a high chance that we're going to get disappointed somewhere down the line.
Yeah, because I remember being excited for Doomsday Clock, and
we all were all over that, like you know what, but then it hit, and then we're like, what is this?
Yeah, I was not happy.
Three Jokers. I was ramped for that.
And then same thing.
Yeah, there's been several where we've all looked at, or we've seen the cover and just been like, oh, that looks like it's going to be so good. And then you, like Frey says, you open up and you just immediately get hit with disappointment. But not only like maybe a change in artwork, but like the story itself is just kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think getting out ahead of the game is a good thing for DC in order to kind of settle any fears? Because obviously we know Warner Brothers Discovery have gone through some shenanigans, shall we say, at the very least, at the last quarter of this year. So do you think this is a DC kind of saying, look, we're still here, we're still putting books out? I guess not. No? Okay, cool. For those who want to check out the article, the link is down there at the bottom of the page. Check out comiccrusaders.com. In the search bar, just type in Dawn of DC and it'll take you straight there. All right, cool. And we will keep you abreast of further information as it becomes apparent.
Yeah.
All good with that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sweet. Excellent. All right. Onwards and upwards then. Instead of thinking about the future, let's talk about the present. First book up is this little beauty. Matthew, I think this was your pick, wasn't it?
Detective Comics 1066.
Yeah, 1066, the Battle of Hastings, for all you history phobes out there. No one else is going to know what I'm talking about. Go look it up. All right, Detective Comics 1066, written by Ram V, art by Ivan Reyes, colors by Dave Stewart, letters by Ariana Mayer. for a run that disappointed me from the first issue, Matthew, this has picked up some pace. Tell me all about it.
Well, we picked it up at 1060, I believe, is where this story started. And it started off with like, Two-Face coming to terms with him just being Harvey Dent and getting over his own self, and then this royal family coming in. I don't remember exactly all the story that we went through for 1060, but in this one, we immediately get greeted with this panel, this beautiful scene where Bruce is just passed out, masked up on Jim Gordon's couch as Jim Gordon's reading through the newspaper, having a drink. Turns out he was in a fight and was thrown into the river, and Jim fished him out and brought him back, wrapped up his face so he didn't see his identity, and is like, yes, this didn't go well for you, but I'm glad you're alive at the very least. And Batman greets him back saying, I didn't know you were back in Gotham. It's so good to see you back. But then he does his typical Batman thing of where Jim turns around to say something and Batman's gone.
I hate it when he does that.
Yeah, every time. Shucks. But apparently Harvey Dent has once again become Two-Face. At the end of 1060, we had seen it, him like breathing in this green, these green fumes or this smoke that somebody put in front of him, which caused his brain, like something to spark inside his brain and start bringing back the Two-Face thing. Well, this is it. He's back to being Two-Face. And this
is he? Is he?
Yeah, he's back. He's back to being Two-Face.
No, he's back. No, I think you've missed a nuance in that, my friend.
I was going to get to it. Is that it's not actually Two-Face. It's Harvey Dent almost pretending to be Two-Face.
Perfect. Well done. Good shout. Well done, Matthew.
Yep.
Spot on.
And you see, whenever we're following Harvey Dent's story, we see these little red bubbles, and that's actually Two-Face like, hey, let me out. Come on. You don't have to kill people anymore. It can be me. I can do it. And I have to pause right here on this scene because this is my one complaint about the book, and it's so infinitesimal. We see Harvey Dent blowing someone's head off, but with a gun of that caliber, unless it is like, I don't know.
Right up against in the mouth, it's not going to do that.
Like a 50 cal, a 50 cal within a handgun would not only like fly out of his hand or break his hand, but that's the only thing I can think of that would just disappear this guy's skull.
I think you are. I think that's a bit of a reach. I think the disappearing is the gun flash rather than the actual.
No, there's a scene with them dragging the body out and doesn't have a head.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Have I missed that bit? Oh, they're dragging the body.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I
just thought that was a little obscene that this tiny little handgun that he has just completely eviscerated.
Handguns don't do that to your head.
Now I could
say something so satirical there. Should I say it? No, I better not. I'll probably get back.
Freaking Americans and their guns.
No, I was going to say Americans would know that with the amount of guns that get shot around the place, but there you go.
It's actually not that much, to be perfectly
honest.
Yeah.
Tell that to
the news tells us.
Let's
tell
be
that
honest.
to people who shop at. Tell that to people who shop at Walmart.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Johnny. We have 330 million people. More people get killed in alcohol-related car crashes in our country than gunshots. You're more likely to be killed in your own car. Also, we have, it's like us saying, hey, Johnny, how does it feel to go outside when you know you're going to get stabbed to death?
Exactly right. You know what? And I would take that in the chin. I absolutely totally would. Because Britain.
I'd rather get shot than stabbed to death, to be perfectly honest. It hurts a lot less.
But we're here to talk about comics, not the political state of each of our countries. But like I said, it's essentially Harvey Dent pretending to be Two-Face, and all at the beck and call, pretty much, at this demon that's kind of like coercing coercing him in his thoughts. And it's really cool. I love the artwork for this, and I love reading about Harvey Dent and him struggling against Two-Face, and just it's a whole scenario. There's some key things that I've definitely missed since, you know, the last issue or the last 2 issues, but this is definitely something that I picked up, was immediately drawn into. I love seeing Harvey and his struggle. It was really cool. And then we cut over to Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne, meeting with or running into this royal family that's here to quote unquote fix Gotham. They started with blowing up Arkham Asylum, and they're calling it renovating it. But they're trying to replace the old icons with the new, as they're kind of trying to step into the same role that Bruce Wayne was in as the multi-billionaire playboy philanthropist role, and be the good person, the Gotham's White Knight. I know that role was
no. It's fine. I'm all right with that. I mean, the fact that the royal family are the ones causing the damage in the first place to make themselves look like the good guys is a thing, right?
Sounds like a politician to me.
I agree with Freyja on that. I agree with Freyja on that one. Yeah.
But love the artwork. That's kind of the situation here, is that Bruce Wayne is talking with the family, and as he walks away, they're like, yes, the symbol of a past that failed the city. We would be wise not to be associated with such a man, talking about Bruce Wayne, this triple pupil-eyed girl, which I still haven't figured out exactly what her deal is, what the deal is with the triple irises. It's really cool.
It's a Sharingan. Sorry. Sorry, Johnny. Sorry.
It's all right. I'm letting it go. It's fine. Just at my pace. I'm all right.
Our anime fans will understand. But then after that, we cut over to a scene where he's back as Batman investigating this power station, and I love this shot. I just keep looking at it. I just absolutely love the detail that has gone into this. The way the clouds and the smokestacks have swirled around compared to Batman's cape as he's furling it to try to slow his descent.
Are we not concerned by the size of his cape as opposed to the size of him?
I mean, if you want to be that way, you can.
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to pick fault as a bullet blast, are you not going to pick fault of the fact that his cape, if he was stood up, is 14 times longer than he is? I'm just saying.
Retractable. It's
a retractable cape. He hits a button on his utility belt, and
it rolls it right up on his shoulders.
Is that a rolled up cape in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
But yeah, it's absolutely amazing shot, and
it is. The idea of it's great. I agree with you on that one, definitely.
He goes inside the power station. He's trying to figure out exactly what's going on here, and he realizes that it's really cold because Victor Freeze is here, and he's apparently just
holy winter, Batman.
Did they change his last name, or has it always been spelled that way?
Always been spelled that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I just never paid attention to it enough.
Maybe you've paid too much attention to his villain name instead of his
that's what. Yeah. Okay, continue on. Sorry.
But apparently he's in an altercation with this figure who was the same one that slipped this green vial to Harvey Dent to cause that demon to penetrate his mind. And he's trying to essentially do the same thing with Mr. Freeze, so that way he can govern his actions. But apparently he turns out to be something called the Wolf of Bezajehane. I butchered that. I know I did.
I'm letting you. I'm not going to try and say it. You all know how good I am with names, so
we'll call it the Wolf of Beza for short.
The Wolf of Wall Street. Let's call it.
Yep. This book's all about political shenanigans.
We're just all over the place with this, aren't we? What's going on?
Rich families, gun violence, Wall Street, just covers everything. 10 out of 10. But Batman proceeds to fight with this wolf figure, only to then he yells at Freeze, no! As apparently there's some freeze bombs about to go off, and freezes them both in place. So
you enjoyed this then?
Oh, I love this book. And in the last half, the last half, the last quarter.
I didn't read the last quarter. I'm like done.
You're lucky.
It was long, but like I said, I personally was I was invested into this.
Okay. Cool.
In the last quarter, we see more of Harvey Dent, and all of it is the text of Two-Face trying to talk to him inside of his mind as Harvey is doing whatever Harvey is doing.
Cool.
He even goes and tries to kill his old therapist and is then interrupted by a character that I don't know. You guys may know him from somewhere, but I don't.
No idea who that is.
Okay, so this is them introducing a new character of some kind as he is talking to Two-Face inside of Harvey Dent's mind and is pulling out old memories. I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Cool. Excellent. Well, very thorough, Matthew. Well done. Freyja, what was your take on this book?
I like the art for the most part. I don't know when his torso, Bruce's torso, when he's in Harvey's place, is just, I don't know. I thought it was Bullock. I was like,
he's just a sick boy.
I want to know where his face goes in this. I want to know where his face goes in this panel here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And also, it's like, you didn't have to strip him, Gordon. You didn't have to completely strip the man. You could have just wrapped him up in something and taken the mask off. There was no need to strip him naked.
You had to get him out of the wet clothes. It's hypothermia 101.
For 3 days? Those clothes would have been dry after the first day. Dress the man. Like, put him in some of your PJs. I mean, I guess.
Wakes up.
And I don't know. But I like the story. I like Two-Face. Kind of being Two-Face, Two-Face not being Two-Face. Harvey Dent pretending to be Two-Face. The gun thing, I just kind of go, it's over the top comic book. Whatever. Like, we have a man who flies around and shoots laser beams out of his eyes. You know? So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I like the story. It's very interesting. I'm interested where it's going, what's going to happen. And the last, I like the introduction of Mr. Freeze. I really think we need to bring in more Batman villains instead of just freaking Joker over and over and over again. I was like, Freeze has kind of been ignored for a little bit, it feels like. And heck, even Firefly would be nice. But
I mean, he's had a one bad day book. Recently, and that wasn't too bad. That was all right.
I know, but like in the basic, Batman books, who's like the villain we always see? It's like it's always Joker. It feels like, and I'm just so done.
We
with
even
Joker.
discussed a book. We even discussed a book last time where it was the Joker and Batman teaming up. It's the Deadly Duo.
Yeah, and I'm like, can we stop? Stop.
Just remember, you guys liked that book.
I know, I like.
I liked it. I liked it, but it is rather silly that we keep seeing Joker. Like, we understand it's a marketing ploy because the Joker is just as big of a name as Batman. It's Batman and Joker. It's the big thing, but
you get fatigue from that character. Like, ugh, again. That's
right. After a while.
Yeah, I'm like, goody, and then I just ignore it. Like with the New Dawn or whatever, they have the cover is beautiful, but like, really, another freaking Joker story? Seriously? I was kind of hoping for like Mad Hatter or something,
That would be a cool story.
Condiment King, yeah.
Calendar Man.
He's a saucy devil, that Condiment King.
Or Hush. We haven't seen Hush in like forever.
Yeah. That's a good call.
Or Zaz.
Killer Croc. We haven't seen Killer Croc in a while.
No. Or Baby Doll or anything. I would love for the next Batman movie to be Zaz, and I've been very vocal about that. Like,
I mean, Zaz makes an appearance in Batman Begins, to be fair, but it is an appearance.
But that was Batman Begins.
That was Batman Begins, and we're not counting Birds of Prey Zaz because that wasn't Zaz or Black Mask or anything.
I never saw Birds of Prey.
It was no. But anyway, this book I like it. The last little portion I was confused because I was like, wait. Because I didn't see I kind of ignored the be continued, I guess, when I was reading it. I was like, what is going on? I'm like, since when is Harvey dent Asian? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
So I was confused. And I even went back and before the book, I'm like, yeah, he's this white guy right here. Why is he Asian all of a sudden? And then I was like, oh, I'm stupid. I did stupid to be continued. But it was just kind of a, weird, and I don't know. I didn't like the last story at the end. So
yeah, I'm with you on this one, Free. I think the first part of the book is fantastic. I didn't know where Ramvi was going to go with this. First part was all about Barbatos, the beast that was in Dark Metals, the demon. I was like, I can't be choosed with that again. However, he's built in proxies of that demon in the royal family, who's now interacted with some of the villains in Gotham, interacted with Gotham itself. So you've got to remember that at this stage, Batman isn't the whole like Batman that he was in years past. He's low on funds. He doesn't have the same wherewithal that he used to have. And that's reminded in the conversation that Bruce has with the royal family member. The art reminds me of Michael Netzer, an old school artist. If you can cast your mind back to, I suppose, the late 80s, maybe early 90s, when he was on Detective Comics for a while. But I love it. I thought it reads well. The jump between Bruce and then Batman going to the chemical plant or the chimney or whatever it was, it kind of struck me as it's quite sudden. I was like, oh, that's quite a leap. But overall, I really liked it. I thought it was a really good book. I think Detective Comics has been since I didn't even mind the Arkham story either, to be honest. But this run by Ramvi has been spot on. Adding a bit more mystique and mysticism and horror to Batman is always a good thing in my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
We forget how good Batman suits like Supernatural. We always see him like. Yeah. I would like to see Batman resign from the Justice League and stop taking on cosmic villains and just stick to kind of the stuff that we love seeing him in.
A friendly neighborhood Batman.
Not so friendly neighborhood Batman.
Yeah.
He does well supernatural stuff and like horror elements and just like psychological things. The alien sci-fi stuff is not good for Batman. Leave that to freaking Superman and the Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern.
Definitely. All right, time for one of our adverts. We haven't seen this for a while. This is the No Prize Podcast. There you go, the No Prize Podcast for all your Marvel, Disney Plus, and MCU news. Can't say that quick. So if you like Andor, we'll be talking about that. If you like Wakanda Forever, we'll be talking about that. If you like Marvel Comics, they might even talk about some of that. Who knows, right? Drops alternative weeks to us. Right, next up, I'm assuming that Freyja, you must have lost a bet somewhere along the lines for this. No?
No,
don't tell me you actually chose it. Anyway, this is DC Mech number 4 of 6. Bearing in mind we've not looked at any of the other 3, so there's a whole lot of what the hell is all this about? Freyja, educate us, please.
Okay, so what's going on with this is it's like a weird alternate universe thing.
Again.
Yeah, so think for all of you anime fans, just kind of think of like Gundam.
Yes! That's exactly what my brain did. I was like,
Gundam! Gundam. So it's a universe where everything's essentially Gundam. So Superman's planet was a dying planet. He wasn't raised by Mom and Pa Kent. He just recently showed up in like issue 1. And he crash landed on Earth, and Earth had been previously invaded by a mecha apocalypse. So apocalypse, but with mechs. And I guess So people are scrapping together like pieces of fallen mechs and stuff and making their own mechs. And so it's a world full of mechs like Gundam. So so Superman falls out of the sky with his own mech. Batman and Co come in because he's a threat that just fell from the sky. They fight him. Yada yada. Hawk Girl or Hawkwoman, who's like the goddess of war or something or on Earth, is like tells them no, he's not a threat, blah blah. So Superman's on their team. He kind of takes a breather with Ma and Pa Kent while he's fixing his mech up, which is kind of where we are right now. He's just kind of chilling with them. And of course, people don't like, aliens because they've been invaded. So, understandable. So,
as you'd expect.
As you'd expect from, planet that's being terrorized by aliens with mechs. So, yeah, essentially, he's just kind of chilling with Ma and Pa Kent and seeing what a family's like. And, then he gets attacked by the locals because, he has to. And then Wally kind of has a talk with Wonder Woman about, when Barry disappeared years ago because he tapped into the Speed Force and went supersonic and disappeared like Wally did in his mech. And because I believe that Wonder Woman and Green Lantern are kind of new to the team or something like that. So it's just kind of them, talking to each other, getting used to each other. And then Batman picks up Superman with his mech, and then he kind of has a one-on-one with Kal-El, because he's not Clark, he's Kal-El. And he tells him that when he was a kid, his parents were vaporized by the aliens. And then he looked at the tech and he found out it wasn't actually alien, it was Lex Luthor. So Lex Luthor had manufactured an alien invasion so he can get in charge of the Earth defense. And yeah, so that's where we're kind of at. Lex Luthor's working with Apocalypse and they're kind of like planning on attacking Earth again. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It was interesting. It read a lot like a like freaking Dragon Ball Z episode with like the narrator up at the top. Like I was reading it in the narrator voice whenever it had that little like narration box. I'm like, yeah, this is sounds very like a freaking anime kind of thing.
Eyes?
He doesn't have any eyes. Well, he does when he takes it off, but it's like digital visor. Anyway, so yeah, it's very anime. And then at the very end, they kind of unveil a super weapon. It's Bizarro at the end with his own mech. So like everyone has mechs. Just think of it as Gundam. Essentially Gundam Seed, Space Gundam,
right.
Gundam.
I never watched Gundam Seed, but I
have no idea what that is. You could be talking a different language.
So
I have no idea.
Johnny, you would like Gundam.
Think of it as Pacific Rim, except they're not fighting monsters. They're fighting aliens that also have robotic suits. Does that help you? Did you see?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. Yeah.
So it's just Pacific Rim, but like all of the superheroes have these mechs instead of, and their powers, but they use the mechs for like a larger scale.
So if they've got powers, why do they need the mechs?
It's like if their normal powers are a 10, their powers in this are like a 2 or 1.
It amplifies it.
Just amplifies it.
Yeah, it makes them more powerful. Plus,
so does that mean the Flash's mech can run fast?
Yes, that's how Barry disappeared.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's Bizarros. Yeah, so it's a strange mix. I kind of like it at the same time. I'm like, I don't I don't know what's going. Like, it's weird. It's one of those things that you read when you're like, I want to read something that's weird and different. I think that's why I like it, because of how different it is in comparison to like what we're used to. Do I like everything? Absolutely not. I think I don't like the design of Superman. He looks greasy and like he hasn't showered in a week. Like, I don't like his design. He looks gross. I don't like Wonder Woman's design.
I looked through this book before you picked it, and I was like, what's Nightwing doing on the farm?
I know, right? That's long.
I was like, and?
Yeah.
He looks like his name's Ronnie, and he sings for a band called Escape the Fate. So
I don't understand what's going on with John Kent's face there, like it's turned on skull.
I don't know.
you're an anime fan as well, Matthew. So is this book for you? Do you enjoy this?
I did enjoy it because I'm a huge mech fan. Like I was saying earlier, I recently restarted watching Gundam. I love the series Gundam. Have been a fan my whole life. I have model kits where you can't see built on display. Also, as you know, Magic the Gathering nerd, they recently released a set called the Brothers War, and the whole premise of it is artifacts, mechs, giant mechs. It's really cool. So this month and last month have been like mech central, and I just love it. I'm a big nerd for it.
Yep. If you like mechs, you'll probably like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not wholly sold on mechs. I'm going to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I quite liked it in Power Rangers when they all joined together and stuff.
Oh, that was something else. Did you ever watch the old school 1970s Japanese Spider-Man?
I have seen it.
Where he can like summon a mech and he fights in a mech. Yeah, that's it's kind of like that in the same weirdness. Like I was like, is this like an import from Japan that we have for some reason?
And you know what? You've hit an interesting point there, because so many times comic book publishers, I mean, DC have done it recently with Monkey Prince, Marvel do it with their Atlas books. They try to incorporate diversity by going out and creating, heroes of a certain ethnicity. Well, if this book reads like an anime, is this DC trying to sway some of the manga fans, to move away from manga and say, hey, look, we've still got, manga going on here as well, and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I think that might be a bit of a reach, but I don't understand. For me, I don't understand the concept. If you've got superpowers, what do you need a suit, like a big robot suit for?
Because people like robot suits.
You've got arms.
I like fishnets, but they're not walking around dressed in fishnets, are they?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Johnny, think of it like this.
I barely get Zatanna in fishnets.
Well, Johnny, think of it like this. You've got arms and a lower back, right? So you can go out and lift things. Mm-hmm. But just because you can doesn't mean you don't want a little bit of help or something to help strengthen that.
Like a forklift.
Why would I want to lift something that a forklift can?
Anyway,
this is like this. I get your analogy, Matthew. I absolutely totally do. But this is like saying I've got an arm and a hand that can carry this kind of coke. So why don't I have a great big mech suit so I can pick up this kind of coke? It's like,
what if even though you have an arm that you can move, but you don't have the strength to pick up that coke?
So
but these guys have the strength. It's a Flash, for Christ's sake.
Not in this universe. They have powers.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think that it's just they're doing this to hit a specific market, which happens to be Matthew's market. The people who love mechs, who will probably go out and buy the merchandise, because we all know that a lot of things are just designed to sell toys. And what better way is to make a mech toy, and then you can have the the kits that they'd have to assemble the mechs and stuff, which I've never bought one because I don't have the time to assemble those things. I just think they're just trying to break into a specific market that isn't really touched with DC Comics, aka the people who love mech stuff. Like I said, stories don't have to make sense. We were talking about the gun who blew the guy's head off. It's a comic book. Nothing really makes sense.
Fair enough. All right.
Why are we sending it Batman in space?
All right. Okay. I have one more. I just have one more question about this book. Just one more question then. All right. Okay, the robot we see, the mech we're seeing here. This is Kal-El's mech. Yes. Correct.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too. Then where's the inspiration for Bizarro to have a backward S when the Superman one, all he has is the bit of cape with the S on it. It doesn't have an S on the actual Superman robot. So where's this? I don't understand where the inspiration between the two came. There's no link.
I can't answer that question.
I just
because
don't think. There's no link.
Because
Bizarro's supposed to be the inverted Superman, isn't he?
Yeah, but Superman still has his little Superman cape with the S on it. But as we all know, the S isn't actually a Kal-El thing. It's the House of L, and that's why it's a reverse. Even if Kal-El isn't wearing it, it still is associated with the House of El, which means it's still associated with him, which is why Bizarro still has it. Because Bizarro's not even from the same world; he's from a different world.
Right.
Sorry, I'm a little tired.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just curious as to why Kal-El's doesn't have the brand of L.
You know, that is a good question.
So, but hey ho, what do I know?
Maybe he's a minimalist and just liked it being shiny.
Mech a miniature. All right. Okay. Cool. Right. So last up is my book. Now I read this last week, and as soon as I read it, in fact, I tell you what, I bought it, and I was like, I don't normally. I think I've got a couple of issues behind still in Nightwing, but I was like, "What is this?" And I opened it up, and I mean, the cover gives it away a little bit. I was like, "No, really? We're going comedy style." And boy, was this a read! So this is Nightwing '98, written by Tom Taylor, with art by Danielle De Niculo, colors by Adriana Lucas. And Wes Abbott's on letters. Just as an aside, I forgot to give credits for the Mech book. The Mech book writer was Kenny Porter. Valdemar Rivas is on art. Mike Spicer was on colors, and Tom Napolitano is on letters. I hate that font in that book, by the way. Anyway, back to Nightwing. It's Batmite, but Nightwing style.
Yeah, I was thinking of Tracy the whole time.
Yeah, and I have to say, I hate Batmite. I absolutely detest little punk. And well done for hiding the credits on this page, by the way. It took me a good 20 minutes to find them.
Really?
It's like crazy. But this book is absolute genius from page 1 all the way through. I absolutely love this. This is cuteness personified. It is one of the funnest books I've read. It's Nightwing being Nightwing, Nightmite being Nightmite, and just straight up fun. You've got some Nightwing Batgirl stuff going on. We get the wedding. Oh, look at that. But then we don't. Maybe not yet, though. Who knows? I just think this is one of those books where they decide to do something different, but within continuity. And somehow along the way, it actually makes a lot of sense, and it's a lot of fun in doing so. I could not help, as much as I'm a grump at times, and as much as Matthew's a Grinch this week, I challenge anybody to be negative about this book.
Challenge accepted.
Hey! That said, I can count on one person. So we'll go with Matthew first, then we'll go with Nicky Nelly Pants over there afterwards. Matthew, what did you think of this Nightwing book?
Even though I know nothing about like what happened in the previous books, I'm with you on this one, Johnny. I thought this was an absolute delight. I was so confused reading through, but I was here for it. There's so many little funny things that Nightmite does. The one where he's like, about the wedding, but I still ship you and Starfire. And
like, what? Who? Yeah.
Or like, we even have merch, and it shows the meme of like Nightwing slapping Batman, the reverse meme. There were so many cute, funny things, and Nightmite just being like, "You're amazing and pretty." It was just really, it was cute, adorable, and then it actually told a story where Blockbuster made the deal with the devil Neron, and now they have to go save his daughter because reasons, I guess. It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. With Bitewing coming in.
Really dog, man.
Bitewing.
Yeah.
That was adorable.
Talk to him. Yeah.
Thank you. Feed me. Thank you. I loved it. I love the art style. It was just, it matched the comical sense that was in the story. I don't really understand the whole fifth dimensional things, but
Just think Mixel clicks, and then that's pretty much where you're at. So.
They're here. I did love how he was like, "Oh, I can't stand Batmite. He's always so serious."
Yeah. Oh man,
it was a good read. I
good fun
enjoyed it.
read. Yeah. Good call. Good shout. All right, Freyja, go on.
Yes, okay.
Where would you like to go? Straight pages you want me to?
So, okay. Where's that page? First of all, I hate that Batgirl suit, and I've always said that I hate that stupid Batgirl suit. I hate that design. Also, I don't know. It's just I agree that the art style does match the tone of the book really well. It's comical. It's a comical art style. I kind of just, I don't know, the whole wedding part, like the faces of some of the characters just kind of like weirded me out a little bit. Starfire's design also is like, what the hell did they do to you? Starfire. But other than that, that's the only negative things I really have to say about this book. Not very much. Because like I said, it is a comical art style. So, gotta. And also, is that Clark and John, or who the hell, or is that freaking someone else? Because Clark is looking really young right there. If that's Clark, just saying.
It's Clark and John.
Okay, Clark's looking like a 20-year-old then. But yeah, I did like the whole interaction with Batman and Nightmite. To be perfectly honest, I think it was one of my favorite little interactions where he's just like, "Oh, great, it's one of these things," again, because he has to deal with Batman. He's like, "Ugh." And he's like, "Fine, go back to your." He's like, "There was a triple homicide." He's like, "Fine, go back to your, homicide. I don't freaking care." But I did enjoy this. It's a nice change from the seriousness of everything else. And like, I don't know how you would go in here expecting a serious story with a freaking, a fifth dimensional being showing up. I love Haley's little super suit.
Yeah.
When she, I was like, "Oh, it's the cutest thing ever." And I like when Haley's talking to him, is like, "Feed me, save me, you're cute." Good human.
I think he's actually thanking him at that point, isn't he? He's like, that's the thing. The dog saying, "Thank you, you fed me, you've saved me, thank you," and how much he loves him. So
it was super cute. It's a cute little doggy.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for animals. Super cute.
I like the good human bit at the bottom. It's class,
good human. It was cute. But yeah, it's a good book. I really liked it. I did like how like Raven pops in. She's like, "Oh, what's up?" Yeah. She's like, "Oh, you have one of those things. You got an amp on you." He's like, "Yeah, don't." And also, what age is Raven? I don't even know what she's supposed to be anymore.
This is a good point you bring up actually, because I was surprised to see her pop up for a start.
Yeah.
And then when you see her in this, the last time I saw Raven in any regularity was in the Marv Wolfman second series, and she's supposed to be what's she supposed to be? What?
Damien's age.
High school age. If little, maybe 13, 14, something like this.
Yeah,
she looks
age.
Yeah. So I thought, she looks a little more
Dick Grayson's age.
Yeah, like 19, 22 in this, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think personally the need to age Raven. I think Raven has such a power set that she, it doesn't work. It doesn't work when she's like a tweenie. She needs to be an older kid for sure.
Yeah, they need to keep her with Dick Grayson's age group, because that's what I've always had her as Dick Grayson's age group. And so I'm like, I was very confused. I'm like, I guess she's older now in this one. Okay, well, and it does make sense that she comes in because she's a daughter of a demon, and she's going to go help this little girl who's a daughter of a demon. So it made sense when she popped up, and I like when she pops up and she's totally like not even like confused about the imp.
She's just in stride.
She's like, "Oh, okay, it's one of those things. Great,
that makes sense."
All right, everything makes sense now. But yeah, it's a good, fun, cute story. Will it have any impact on anything? No.
I love how Dick Grayson's amp is called Dixel.
Dixel, I know. Yeah, it's It's cute. I liked it. And then,
Yeah.
of course, we'll all pretend like it never happened after like 3 weeks or something. So.
No, I think it's interesting that you've said that it has no massive ramifications. It probably doesn't down the line, but
this little girl will never be seen again.
Oh no, but it is a nice, as you said, Freyja. It's a change of pace, isn't it? It's definitely, we've had
It's like
that
a
whole
filler episode.
Well, yeah, but it's done really well. We've had that whole blockbuster war kicking in and kind of going from there. We're a couple of issues away from Nightwing 100. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out from that. It's teased on the last page here, it's the return of Tony Zuko. So we're going to get more Dick Grayson angst than we can deal with. So taking time to reset a little bit and kind of understand who Dick Grayson is at his core level is probably a good thing to do. The fact that the thing that surprised me is, I enjoyed it, and it's a fifth dimension imp story, and I hate, as everyone knows, I hate Batmite, but somehow it just works so much better with Nightwing.
Well, it's because Nightwing isn't as serious as Batman. Also, Nightmite's a little bit different than Batmite is.
Yeah, that's true. All right, cool. There you go. So we've talked about the future. We've talked about 3 books that you can go out and get now. That pretty much sums us up for this week. Freyja, thank you so much for spending the time.
No problem.
As always. Matthew.
Hey, that's all.
Don't forget to check out the UCPM for all your favorite shows, including Freyja.
K-Pop Cosmos. We do it once a month. Unfortunately, we missed November, but we will be doing one for December. Sorry, guys. That's on me.
I think K-Pop must go bonkers at Christmas, does it?
Yeah, it's awards time, like all the award shows and everything in December and January. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Matthew?
The Jank Think Tank, where we discuss Magic the Gathering, whether it be cards, combos, or see even a little bit of gameplay, if I can get my words right. Keep an eye out. We may be changing the name of the channel. Josh and I are discussing it. We both kind of decided on a name. It's just that there's another channel that's just called the Jank Think Tank. Or the Jank Tank. Sorry. There's another channel called the Jank Tank, whereas we're the Jank Think Tank. So we're trying to stay away from redundancy amongst channels.
All right. Okay. Do you have can you let us know what the name's going to be, or is this
I'll let you guys know when we release it.
No, well, fine then.
Fine, be like that then. Stuff you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
face.
Get you. Yeah. Don't care face. Right. So don't also forget you got No Prize podcast for all your Marvel stuff, and if you like your comics of a certain vintage, you've got the Old Timers Comic Book Show. Right. Excellent. We're all done and done. Got more Christmas presents to buy, so I will be gone. Thank you so much, guys. I've been your host, Joining the Machine, Hughes, and as always, adios.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.